this one's gonna be fun. So the guys over at REDMAGIC sent me their newest gaming phone, the REDMAGIC 11 Pro, and today I'm gonna figure out just how good it is. I took a quick look at the website before filming this as well, and apparently you've got like triggers built into the phone, like 24 gigs of RAM, and like some sort of awesome cooling solution, so let's just open it up. Now, as cool as some of the specs on the phone might be, one thing I'm really concerned about is like the thickness of the phone. Because while the point of a gaming phone is to play games, it's gonna be your daily driver, so you want something that's pocketable. Got a booklet right here. You know, I can't figure out how to get it open, just... Wait, oh, it's on the back side, whoops. I'm taking a look at the case, and it seems like these are where the triggers are, but I don't want to spoil it yet, let's move on. Next, we got a booklet I'm not gonna read, and the phone itself. Oh, some goodies too. USB-C to USB-C. Here's the power supply, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, REDMAGIC, you kind of missed an opportunity to have like a tacky sign here saying, oh, I can't pause my game, or too busy gaming. You know, that's really disappointing. But now it's time for the main event, the phone itself, and whoa, this just feels cool. I think the triggers must be some sort of haptic system because I'm not able to press them in when the phone's off. And when it comes to the thickness and the weight of the phone, I'm pretty impressed on this front because it's actually thinner and lighter than the Z Fold. I do like the metal industrial design of the phone, especially on the back as well. I mean, just take a look at the liquid cooling thing here. And also the Snapdragon 8 Elite plaque, that actually kind of reminds me of the stickers you'd see on Windows laptops. The only thing that's kind of confusing me about the design of the phone is these two outlets right here, which I guess might be for the fans, but we got this like strip right here that just says game mode. These are the triggers up here, so I don't know what this does. I guess we gotta turn the phone on to figure it out, huh? Oh, and one more thing, the phone actually comes pre-installed with a screen protector, which is pretty neat. And for a sec there, I thought the screen protector on this thing was plastic, but picking at the edge, no, they actually put tempered glass on this thing, which I love. Oh, and speaking of features, I'm taking a look in the corner of the screen, and apparently this is running at 144 Hz, which it is faster than most flagships today, but will you even be able to tell the difference? Guess I should put this thing in the case. Too late. Don't worry, the phone's still fine, but the case is a bit on the thinner side, so if you are going to use this, make sure you have a screen protector on it. Enter your new PIN. Oh, you know what, does this thing have biometrics? I don't really see anything on the lock button. Oh yeah, that's right, most flagships today use an ultrasonic sensor. I'm too used to the Z Fold with the thumbprint. Welcome to daily wallpaper? Oh no, don't tell me there's a lot of bloat on this phone. I'm really wanting it to be good. Device security. Face unlock, I'm going to be honest, you might hate me for this, but I just don't trust it on Android devices. I'm a little uneducated on the subject, but it's just one camera there compared to like Apple's like giant sensor setup, so I'm sorry, I just don't trust it. Definitely want to use gestures on this, and that's it. Or at least I thought it was it. Yeah, I don't want any like bloat apps installed. Oh, okay, there we go. After setting the phone up, we can take a look at the Android skin it's got, and honestly, I really would have preferred stock Android, but some of the design here actually isn't that bad. What is bad, though, is the bloatware that's pre-installed on this phone, which, I mean, I guess if you want to cope about it, there's not a whole lot of it, but I would prefer none. But anyways, me bitching aside, I've got to admit, these animations are kind of growing on me. Let's poke around in the settings a bit. First thing I want to do in here is turn the vibrations up. Alright, where's the... oh wait, multi-application volume adjustment? Oh, that's just such a peak feature. Awesome job, REDMAGIC. If you don't know what this lets you play like music in the background while watching a YouTube video, which is perfect for a gaming phone. Next up, we got the cooling fan. Holy sh**. Dude, that scared the sh** out of me. Why does it play that noise by default? By default, every single time you start the fan on this thing, it's super loud. Oh my, what a terrible decision out of the box. I'm so glad you could turn that off and just have the fan start up normally, but there's two options. You got balance and you got like max cooling. And apparently these fins on the side of the phone are the fans, and this is the outtake right here where it blows out air, and you can tell because of the color. System update. Okay, I'll do that in a sec, but you can also see the fan color through the back of the phone, which is pretty neat. After doing all the system updates, we're on Android 16 with the Android security update from December 1st, and it's March 30th right now, so it's not the best, but you do get some support here. Now, I want to get right to gaming on this phone, but there's a few more features I want to quickly go over first, like being able to turn on liquid cooling along with the fan, the insane amount of customization you can do here, and last but definitely not least is the haptics on here, which just feel great. I can't think of another word aside from thocky. It really just feels like you're punching down on the keys physically. Now it's time to play some games on this thing, and it says the magic key opens game space, so I'm guessing that's this, right? Epic! And now it's playing some sort of a royalty-free track, and I mean, as cool as it is that the phone makes noises, I just prefer it to be quiet. Luckily, it's just one tap away, so wait, how do we add some games to this? Oh, it's the button right in the corner that says add games, duh. Oh yeah, that's right, we don't actually have anything downloaded on this. Wait, how do I leave? I guess we gotta turn off the gaming switch? There you go. Personally, I'm most excited to play this one. Of course, you gotta have your pay-to-win Supercell games. PUBG Mobile, because it's pretty much a tradition at this point. Ooh, Roblox. This usually runs terrible on Android. And here's something that'll be really fun to test. We're gonna be playing PC games on this thing with winlator. And now we can start playing the games, but there's more menus to play around with. I'm guessing this is the plugin engine right here, and oh, this is like way better than anything you can get on Samsung. Oh yeah, crank the performance to max, auto turn on the fan, automatically activate liquid cooling. Yeah, we're gonna crank this phone up to the maximum. And there's even a setting to increase the touch sampling rate on the screen when you're playing the game. Okay, finally, it's time. Let's see how hard we can push this. Swipe left and right to pull out the game assistant. Oh, it really does just feel like a Windows gaming laptop with all the cool software that it has, but without, you know, the suckiness of x64. It's working. 120 FPS, epic, anti-aliasing, max 3D res. Can you tell I'm excited? As soon as I'm loading into the game, I hear the fans rev up to max. And we're holding a pretty stable 110 to 120 FPS in the lobby. Oh, apparently I'm the bus driver. Alright, into the ocean. And when even off Spawn Island, we're still holding around 110 to 120 FPS. Really impressive. But wait a second. Yeah, the triggers aren't working. Do we gotta, like, configure some setting? Or oh, yeah, right here. Oh, and we can customize the touchstones of where the triggers sit? Perfect. Just give me all the options. Alright, so let's set our aim button to here and our fire button to right here. Oh, you know what? I should turn on gyro. The gyro definitely makes it easier to compete when you don't have any aimbot, but because Fortnite Mobile, yeah, it's kind of hard to show on camera. Anyways, if you have gyro aiming on, you can't use the aimbot that's insane in Fortnite right now, so we're gonna turn off gyro and see how many kills we can get. Because normally we'd have to play with this with our fingers to use the aim and shoot buttons, being able to use these and use your finger to pan while moving at the same time is super comfortable. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm a big fan of the triggers, especially because, you know, who wants to carry a controller in their pocket? After playing Fortnite at all max settings, 120 FPS, you got the triggers, you got gyro, you gotta assume the thing's super hot, right? It's just warm, that's it, it's only warm. Now the one thing missing from this is that Save the World isn't on mobile. It's not REDMAGIC's fault, but salty anyways. Next up, let's try a game that actually has really good controls for a touchscreen only. Now Brawl really isn't that intensive of a game, but it will benefit from the higher touch sampling rate and the low latency network. Compared to most other phones, you actually do get the extra 24 frames a second, so I mean, if you could tell the difference, more power to you. The touch sampling is also a cool benefit, but you can also bind your gadget button to the trigger. Ooh, it's gotta be the phone's luck. Holy sh**, 4? Bear with me. Hard trash. Alright, we got mid. And more mid. Cool. Next up, let's play Roblox. One of the more intensive Roblox games I like to play, Redwood Prison Rework, doesn't have any problem running at max settings, which I can't say a lot of phones can do. However, those max settings are at 60 FPS thanks to Roblox not unlocking the frame rate on mobile. They should really get around to doing that. Now let's take a look at PUBG Mobile. As usual for this phone, we're gonna crank it up to max. And the game runs awesome at max settings, but only issue is it's locked to 60 FPS at max settings even though I set their frame rate to extreme. Yeah, because when I turn it down to ultra, you know, ultra, it just goes down to 45 FPS, so I would love to try to play this at 120, but the game just won't let me. So you know what? F the restrictions of mobile gaming, let's play some Windows games. First off, we're gonna try a bit of a lighter PC game with Half-Life. And Half-Life seems to be having some driver issues, so I got another idea. Now, winlator might work for some other games, but the games I want to play, I'm gonna use GameHub Lite instead. God bless Android sideloading. Even though you are given a bunch more tools to figure out how to make it work, I just can't get Half-Life to launch even with that, so why don't we try out Counter-Strike Source instead? Yeah, that's kind of the entire downside of PC gaming on Android. It's kind of like a coin flip if your game's gonna work or not. This one does though. And when playing PC games on GameHub, you're actually not limited to 60 frames a second. At 720p and the recommended settings, we're getting around like 80 FPS. Now this is a Source Engine game that came out back in 2004, but still, the super high settings with all the translation this app's gotta do, still pretty impressive. However, when we're playing on a more intense community server, we can't seem to really break 90 FPS. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but again, the triggers on this phone feel so good when you're playing PC games. It really does just give you that extra bit of comfort that you don't have with a normal phone. Anyways, trigger glaze aside, let's move on to Counter-Strike 2. Will this even run? And I can't believe I didn't realize this until now, but the camera on the top of the device, it's actually hidden under the screen. And holy Counter. Aw, for a second there I thought it was gonna work. Okay, after even more troubleshooting, I decided to go back to winlator, because now when I start up Half-Life without touching any of the configuration, it actually boots this time. But the issue is you can't launch it from the shortcut menu right here, you gotta launch it from the container itself. See, now it boots without an issue. Yeah, sorry if this is kind of all over the place, I'm learning this as I'm showcasing it. Now when playing Half-Life on this phone, the frame rate isn't too stable, unfortunately. Which is kind of funny, because you think Half-Life would run perfectly on anything, right? But no, it's actually kind of more intensive, and this is the same exact thing that happens when I try to emulate this game on my Mac. I'm just doing this to showcase PC gaming though. If you want to play Half-Life on the go, there's actually a native Android port for it. And also because the native Android version doesn't have access to all these fun deathmatch servers. But hopefully now it's finally time to play Counter-Strike 2 on the phone. And it just, oh, god damn it man, it just immediately crashes. After another couple hours educating myself on like emulation on Android using Cmod, winlator, and all that and different drivers, I just can't get it to work, so I give up. We'll just play CSGO instead. Okay, alright. I guess I'll try it again on winlator, but that kind of leads me to like my rant here. PC gaming on Android is just really polarizing. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you have a game that works with it, like Counter-Strike Source, it's just a perfect experience here, especially with the triggers. I had so much fun playing that. But when a game doesn't work, like CS2, it makes you just want to rip your hair out and throw the phone. In summary, welcome to Android, huh? It uses the same engine as Counter-Strike Source, it's gotta work. So mobile games are solid, PC emulation is kinda spotty, but what about console emulation? And unsurprisingly, Mario Kart Wii at that resolution with all the shaders compiled is really smooth. I think that was too easy for this phone though. Next up, let's try to emulate PS3 on it. Yeah, I think this is another situation where the support for Android is just a bit too undercooked. Little Big Planet on PS3 emulation, it just kinda loads forever. And when I try to play Ridge Racer 7, it won't even start to begin with. So what about something with way more support like Nintendo Switch? Let's see how it handles Mario Odyssey at 1440p handheld. And when playing the game, we're pretty much at a lock 60. I mean, every so often it'll dip into like 58, 56, but it's not that big of a deal. Amazing performance. Now this is kind of a side note, but one thing that really started to get on my nerves when I was playing around with this thing is that you can actually use floating windows by using this dock right here. And yeah, that's cool, right? But it's only limited to like a certain amount of whitelisted apps. Why? I'm a big fan of the floating window option on One UI, and not seeing it work properly here with like any app I want, it's kind of infuriating. But in the apps that do support it, it works great. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. I went to settings, enabled freeform windows for all apps, and this is what you get with that. So yeah, not as good as the native one. So, is the REDMAGIC Pro 11 worth it? For the price of $800, I don't think it's bad, especially if you want to do like specialized mobile gaming on this thing. In my opinion, the main selling point of this phone is the fact that you actually get additional controls that make the games just so much comfortable without having to hold like a bulky controller in your pocket. So if you're completely fine with debloating a bit, dealing with some questionable software, and just want a nice solid Android phone, I think it's worth it. Anyways, let me know down in the comments, what other phones do you want to see me cover next? Alright, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'm actually gonna keep playing with this.